Hello, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And as you all know, that I'm doing PhD from IIT Mandi. Before this, I have done masters and graduation and post graduation, and I have some sort of teaching experience as well. So this is my short introduction, and uh, I would like to tell you in this topic, in this video, I will discuss one of the very important topic that is how to write a research paper for national and international conferences. Recently, I published two paper in international conferences. I will show you the list of publication as well, and I will show you the papers as well. So be with me in the video, and I will try to give my comments and insights that how to write a research paper for national and international conferences. Recently, I have two papers in international conferences. One, I went to Australia, Macquarie University, and I went to IIT BHU. One of my co-author presented in IIT BHU. And uh, I will provide the list of publications and I will show you the paper as well. And before this, I have two other paper as well that was in the MTech level. So that experience is also counted when I was writing papers. So let's start. First of all, I'll show you the list of publication so that you can understand the quality of the content that I'm talking about. So let me share my screen with you all. Now you can see my screen. You can see this is my list of publication. You can see the co-author, Yugal Pachori, Richa Thakur, Avinash, Prashant, Dinesh sir, Adit sir, and Subhajit sir. Subhajit sir is my guide. Design optimization of electronic nose with multi-channel gas sensor accepted in ICST 2024, which was held at Macquarie University, Sydney, Australia from 9 to 11 December 2024. So this is the list of publication of my first paper. The second paper, myself, Yugal Pachori, Avinash, Prashant, Vinod, Dinesh sir, and Subhajit sir was the co-author of this paper. And the binary system of actuation to puff out odoriferous substance accepted at 19th EAI International Conference on Body Area Network, which was held in IIT BHU, Varanasi from 15 to 16 December 2024. So these are the two papers that I have published recently. So you can find the details with this list of publication. Now, let me start my introduction. Introduction I have told you. Now I will tell you, give you some insights on how to write a paper. How to write a paper. I will show you with the no need to type because I'm already audible to you all. So if it is something is required, I will type here. Then I will show you. See, let me start beginning my comment. First of all, let me show you the paper that I've written. So this was the first paper. You can see this. Let me make it full screen. Design optimization of electronic nose with, although the copyright is there, so it is I can talk about this paper. It will be copyright has been granted, and I can talk about this paper. So the copyright has been given to the publisher, and it is a published paper. So like suppose if you are writing a conference paper, though conference paper and journal paper, there is not much of a difference, but there is the quantity of the work required for the journal is little bit more than the conference paper. So recently I have written the two conference paper. That's why my discussion point of discussion here is with the conference paper only. Though I have written a journal paper as well, that was paid journal in during my MTech level, but I would like to not consider that experience for this level. First, so that's why I have written the topic of the video as a conference paper for national and international. For the international, you need to have some more content, more data, and more sophisticated and more authorized data. Same is with the national. You should be precise. You should be tactical, and you should not put any extra content. And friends, here I would like to say one thing that many students use ChatGPT. Yes, I have used ChatGPT for the like for rephrasing and paraphrasing and finding out the content for the paper for the discussion, the topic I'm talking about. But ultimately, the task here is not to copy the content from the ChatGPT or from other source of internet. Otherwise, they will come into the plagiarism. And for the conference paper, the plagiarism should be less than 20%. So I think that is a good amount of information I have given you up till now. Let's start with the discussion of the paper. Like suppose this is a paper. This paper talks about the abstract. Abstract should be, if you ask me from my point of view, the abstract is it should be precise, and it is the opening of the paper. And it should not, uh, you should not enter all the superficial content in the abstract, and you should not add any superficial content in the paper, because paper should be authenticated and it should be authorized, and it should be very nicely written in terms of literature as well, and in terms of language as well. I mean the grammar, the grammar part I'm talking about. These days many students also, I also use tools like Grammarly and Quillbot, but I do not have much knowledge about the Grammarly and Quillbot, but I try to use them, and they are also good tools. But my friends and all my followers of my YouTube channel, I would like to say one thing here that if you try to follow the traditional method of writing, then your chances of clearing the paper in the first attempt are more. See, these two papers that I have written were accepted in the first attempt. And I have used ChatGPT for the content, but ultimately my method of writing the content was very much traditional. So this point you should keep in mind, that if you write, what is the traditional way of writing? You should have pen and paper. You should have pencil to underline the content. You should have precise headings. And if you have a precise heading, then you can write the content in your own language. The paper should be written in the own language. It should not be very tough language. I mean, it should not very highly influensive word. You should write proper technical words, and it should be connected with the grammar, and then you can write a good amount of paper. Then the second part of the paper has the keywords. So you can enter 5 to 6 or 7 keywords. Generally, I prefer to write 5 keywords. So you can figure out what are the keywords. For example, electronic nose, sensor, olfaction, odoriferous substance. Now you have to start the base of the paper. What is you are talking about? Here there comes a literature survey. So in the literature survey, you have to thoroughly write what you are trying to introduce into the paper, and what is a reference of quote for that particular paper. So that comes under the literature survey. For example, I directly go to the reference section of the paper. I have written 20 reference in the paper, and these 20 reference, some are random as well, though related to the paper, but some are random as well. So, and they figure out from the net and the Google Scholar and other source of websites, other websites. But the point here is that you should quote or refer at least 10 research paper in your literature survey. Then only your literature survey will be solid enough to get the focus of the reviewer. Because the reviewer detailed read the paper, and then they comment about it, whether which section you have to add and which section you have to delete. They give specific in your comment in your mail section as well. So whenever you write a paper, you write it, then you draft it, formulate it, discuss with your guide, have some corrections over that. Then you upload that paper as a what you say, as a first author or as a corresponding author. The word is the corresponding author. So when you write the paper as a corresponding author, then you are responsible for the entire communication. And in that case, you are the first person to get the information about the acceptance or the rejection. So in my case, I was 100% acceptance rate up till now, because I wrote 2 papers, and they were two were accepted in the first attempt only. So I can say it is 100%. So and I was blessed to have this particular rate. So, but I was not when the first paper was accepted. So I was little bit surprised. But when I got the confidence of writing the paper, then the second paper was little bit confident that I was able to write, and it was the reviewer given me a comment. The paper is very nicely written. So it was because of a practice that I followed that the paper should be written in which way that I followed. I am discussing right now. So that way need to be followed. You should follow the what you say, the all the smart methods and the latest methods of the writing like Grammarly, Quillbot, ChatGPT, and other tools. These are the most commonly used tools these days. But don't forget the traditional method of writing. Like suppose you go to a press meeting, you see some journalists. They are writing the content about the political leader from any party he's talking about. So the journalists either write in shorthand or they write the short notes of the content of the. Then they try to give the detailed news of the what is said by the leader or the author of that particular content. So what I mean to say, you have to follow the traditional method of practice that you have to write first, then pick out the grammar, then pick out the technical words, pick out the corrections, pick out the things. So these are the topics. Like if you like, suppose, and the reviewer ask you to whether to add the content or delete or rectify or give some comment. So you have to address the comments of the reviewer as well. Then only your paper quality is addressed in the terms of the magazine. So these are the content, and you should be precise enough with your, like for example, this is a confusion matrix. You should be precise enough to give the content in the processed manner. Initially I was giving a diagram in terms of a table or Excel sheet, but that was processed with my mentor. My mentor advised me to give me a confusion matrix, and that trick successfully went way. And the I got the comment that this particular section of figure 2 is commendable, is very good. The reviewer wrote that. So these are the things. And the one thing more I would like to say here, when you write a particular paper, you should be thorough enough to decide the script and what are the what are the results, what are the conclusion, and what are the acknowledgement to whom you are addressing, where the research was going on, who were the involved in the research work, what the government funded agency, private funding agency, or any other company or any other NGO or whatever. You should give address or acknowledgement to them. And you should talk about the conclusion. Like, for example, I give you like this, I have written the acknowledgement over here. So this is the kind of application. You should give at least 20 to 30 references, at least 20. Then there are good chances that it is accepted. And you should give the original tables, diagram, figures, and the original images that you clipped with your mobile phone or the camera. You should not download the images from the internet. Otherwise, you have to code the source of the image as well. Then it gives a tedious task for the referencing and other things like that. So if you give the original images or the original content from your camera or your original work, then there are more chances that the paper will be accepted in the first attempt as well, first shot as well. So these are the things. I think some of the images you can download from the source of the internet and you can code them. It is no harm in that. The paper is accepted, but try to be as much as original your own images, so that it should not have a copyright image. The conference paper should have plagiarism less than 20%. Then only it is accepted. Like you can see this particular image is clicked by me, this image is clicked by me, and this confusion matrix was created by one of my machine learning expert. And created by us. You can talk about the experiment, you can talk about the modules what you are entering into the paper, you can talk about the conclusion, what are the conclusions of your research and the topic that you are talking about, and you can talk about the results, and you can talk about how you have assembled your project, and you can talk about can see the results and the discussion, what is the accuracy, like efficiency you achieved. So these are the things you must talk in your research paper if you want to be get accepted into your first attempt, or in the first or second or whatever chances they try to give you. If you are precise enough, then there are more chances then that your paper get accepted into the first attempt. So I think this was the paper that I have talked. Now you can see you have to address with the topic, then you have to write the name of your authors, their mail IDs as per the format of the conference required. It is should not be, it depends upon the format in which the conference is asking. They give a particular format in their templates. You must follow those particular template. Otherwise, there are chances of rejection. So if you want the acceptance in the first attempt, you must follow the format and every details that are asked in the template and the conference requirements. So these were the requirement of this particular paper that I have discussed with you. Let me discuss the another paper of mine so that you are very much aware about how to write a conference paper. So I think this was my second paper. Let me zoom it. It talks about binary system of actuation to puff out odoriferous substance. So this is the abstract. Same, the copyright has been given, so you cannot plagiarism the information. You can have the info. See now, you just see the format of this paper and the other paper that I've talked recently. These two are totally different format. And where I got the template from the conference website, you can easily have there. Here you were asking about the ORCID ID. This is the ORCID ID of mine, and this is the my fellow co-author, and this is my guide's ORCID ID. So these are the things that you have to talk about. You have to write the abstract, you have to write the keywords, you have to write the introduction, you have to write the literature survey, you have to talk about the headings or the subheadings of your content of your research. Then such images which should be original in nature. It should not be downloaded from the internet. Then such more images. You have to talk about each and every detailed description of your paper, and you have to future aspect of your research should also be highlighted into your paper. Then only a paper is completed. And I think the length of the paper, either it is 6 page or 8 page or whatever, all those details are written into the conference template. You have to strictly follow them. Then only your chances of selection a paper is more. So these are the things. You can find some images like these. You can find some, you can put some tables, figures, results, efficiency, accuracy data, discussion. You can give your opinion, not the opinion. Yeah, some statement of opinion can be given, which should be treated as discussion, or there should be have a reference of that also. So the conclusion, acknowledgement should be perfectly written. You should acknowledge all the individuals or the organizations or the institute or the private or the government funding agencies which are involved in your research. Then you must give proper references. So in this way, like you can treat paper judiciously, then your chances of acceptance the paper in the first attempt become more. So I think this was the thing that I was interested to talk. Let me stop the screen share. So this was a discussion about the paper, and I think if you find any insights, any questions, or any comments related to the discussion in the video or a kind of a lecture regarding the conference paper writing, a research paper writing for the conference of international and national stature. So I think this discussion will help you to understand the writing process and other things. And rest, if you find any difficulty and if you want some more discussion, you can talk about it. I will definitely be happy to relate myself with your comments and suggestions. And this video making helps me as well to enhance my experience. That's why I create videos on my YouTube channel. So thanks for watching and have a nice day.